My name is Marissa Divincenzo. I'm from Monroe County, so I'm not from the Buffalo area. I live in a small village named Spencerport right outside of Rochester. And before I start reading this letter that took me some time to write, I would like to comment on some things the commissioner said about, the children and the adult being together. I wasn't on Myra Psych, and I did see the adults. We did not interact. We passed during lunch, like when I would go back to the unit and they would be coming. So I did see them. Oftentimes it bring a lot of hopelessness seeing the fact that maybe that would be me someday. So I did see adults, and when I was listening, I found great concern about the fact that they don't know what the use for the building would be if they were to move the children to BPC. And the concern I have there is not just me, but all the kids. My handprint is on that wall. And that handprint symbolized the hard work and the journey and the struggles that I overcame when I walked out there. So I just think if there's no use for the building, these handprints are going to go unused. So just comment. Okay. So like I said, I was a former patient of Western New York Children's Psychiatric Center. I left in July of 2013. Now I am currently a full-time college student, and I just finished my first year of college, and I work a part-time job at TOPS, and I will soon be starting as a youth mentor at the Villa Hope, and I do a lot of advocacy. I go to CPC and I talk to the kids. I come here today with great concern for the children currently needing the services that CPC offers. I do not think moving the children into BPC would be beneficial for their treatment. Me being a person who suffers with mental illness like depression, anxiety, and mood disorders, I know the benefit of being in a facility like CPC. After being in 2 other facilities before coming to CPC, I was still a very sad, depressed, lonely person. In other hospitals, I wasn't given opportunities like I was in CPC. When I first came to CPC, I noticed when I walked in the doors, it didn't look like an ordinary psychiatric hospital. There were windows everywhere and handprints of former patients on the bricks of the walls. They were colorful handprints and inspirational quotes were attached to them. It gave me a sense of hope, something I hadn't felt in a very, very long time. Being at CPC, I didn't feel crazy like my stay at other facilities. If we showed responsibilities, we earned the chance to go on field trips and walks around the outside of the building where there were beautiful woods, and oftentimes I saw deer. At CPC, in the unit I was on, 807, the intense treatment unit, we did a lot of dialectical behavioral therapy, a therapy that I still use today, every day. The staff that I encountered while I was there were dedicated to doing their jobs and taking care of us. We did things like karaoke on Friday, and we watched a movie in the auditorium. Sometimes we even had popcorn. Sometimes we were allowed to go swimming in the pool on a hot day. We played kickball in the nice, large, open courtyards, which, being a child, that felt very nice. All this made me feel normal, like I wasn't just another psychiatric kid. Being exposed to sunlight and nature and given these activities that I would be able to do at home made me feel like I wasn't a psychiatric kid. I wasn't another kid that fell through the cracks of the mental health system. I felt like I was just away somewhere and was given the opportunity to finally get better. All of these great things I say about CPC, I want every child to be able to experience in their journey to getting better in recovery. Putting these kids into BPC would be taking away their freedom to be able to grow and experience the opportunity I was lucky enough to experience at CPC during the time I was getting better. Will they have a courtyard to themselves to walk off some steam in? Will they have opportunities on a hot day to just go swimming in a pool with their peers? Will they be able to watch sunlight greet them through their window every morning, and will they actually be able to go touch that sunlight during the day? These children do not need to be surrounded or near adults that suffer with psychiatric problems. Dealing with their own problems often enough show them little to no hope at all. Seeing these adults at the stages they may be at might give these kids little to no hope that may be what their future looks like, when indeed it does not have to be. These children are developing. No matter how emotionally stranded we might feel, we still want to have the opportunity of being a child and doing things children will be able to do, like playing kickball, like I said, and swimming and taking walks and doing things in the community. I am asking you guys to take a minute and just think about your families, your friends, your nieces, and your nephews. If they suffered from any type of mental illness, from minor to major, wouldn't you like them to get the best treatment that was available for them? It might be easy to, just shut down a facility and say we're moving it to another place, and they'll still have a place to stay. But the real question is the facility going to offer the opportunity and treatment CPC can offer? Many of us children are very young, and we still have time to build a future. Before I accepted the help and opportunity I did at CPC, I attempted suicide and self-harm for many years, and there was no hope that I was ever going to get better. I stand here in front of you all as an advocate for these children because I know what it's like to feel hopeless and worthless and ready to give up. But now I also know what it's like to feel a genuine sense of happiness and love to live life and all the roller coasters that come with it. If CPC can give other children this opportunity, that should be enough of a reason to keep it running and not lower the bed count. Where I am from, in Rochester, the psych floor in Strong Memorial Hospital is always full. There's been times where I waited 25 hours to get a bed, and many times these kids are just rejected within 7 to 8 days. It's a short treatment. You get medicine, you go, you come back. I was hospitalized in Strong about 5 times. And I said, we cannot afford to close any facility that is offering to save a child's life. I do not know how many of you out there or how many of you are parents with a child of a mental illness, but if you are, I know you would appreciate the treatment CPC can offer. I know my parents sure did. Me and my father had no relationship, and I had no hope of any of that. And now today, my dad is my best friend, and no one and nothing will ever take that away, and CPC made that possible. And the transportation, it wasn't as difficult as I've heard some other people talk about it is, because they made it very accessible for my family to come. And they kept them very active in my treatment, which my family, if they were here, would say that that was the main thing other hospitals failed to do. And then, life is precious. I am not asking for a miracle. I am asking for hope and faith that you all believe CPC is worth keeping and running. These kids need hope, these parents need hope, and CPC can give hope. Please believe me when I tell you it's worth it, and that your hope and faith with keeping this place running will save many lives and help many kids have healthy, great futures, just like I am currently doing now. Thank you.